Women and like-minded people will always blame men.
Say the weird thing. People are desperately seeking realness.
I'm not sure if this is the kind of realness people are looking for, but I'm going to say it anyway. A lot of women, if not all women, they're in therapy today because of men. A lot of kids are in therapy today because of men. Like I said, I don't know if this is the kind of realness you're looking for, but I'm going to say it anyway. In a society where men are the center, men become the source of the problems. I'm a therapist, and I promise you, out of every 10 clients that I see every day, 9 are women, if not all 10. In fact, the majority of women that I see, the majority of clients that I see every day, they are women. Men are not in therapy. They are out playing golf. They are out playing tennis. They are out drinking. They are out hiking and all those things. They're not therapeutic. There is nothing therapeutic about a golf match if you're going to go back home and abuse your kids and your wife. There is nothing therapeutic about a hiking if you're coming back home to neglect your kids and wife. There is nothing therapeutic about going out to watch a soccer match if you're coming back home to abuse your wife and kids. There is nothing therapeutic about everything else that you do, for as long as you are avoiding the conversations you must be having with yourself and with someone else that can help you to objectively reflect on your life and your choices. Men are the problem. We are the problem. I am part of the problem. I promise you, if a lot of men could heal, a lot would change today. And some of you men will come here and say, hey, you're simping and you're trying to be a pick-me. But guess what? You are the real pick-me. You are the real pick-me, hiding behind expensive cars and expensive clothes, buying expensive clothes whilst neglecting your kids. You are the real pick-me. You are doing that because you want more women to see you. And you've subscribed into this red pill content that says have more money and you can have any woman you want. But guess what? The only women you'll have with your money are the women that have been damaged by another man. So we're simply recycling these women. You are the real pick-me because you're doing nothing to heal, whilst believing that if you have more money, you become the alpha male and therefore you'll have any woman you want. Your choice of women is limited to broken women, women that have been broken by men. The amount of comments in that video that were confirming that there are a lot of women and kids in therapy compared to the number of men in therapy is just insane. The amount of comments from therapists, psychotherapists, psychologists, life coaches, and a whole lot of other mentors is just insane. And yet we still have men trying to defend themselves. And I promise you, there are a whole lot of other people that didn't comment because they're just not ready for the backlash. They know that men don't know how to approach conversations that hold them accountable without, trying to transfer their anger, without them trying to, channel most of their frustrations, towards someone else, instead of them being just responsible adults. It's really sad. These conversations are not meant to judge anyone. They're an attempt to intervene so that we can begin to have the conversations that will help us repair the damage. The sad thing is a lot of men are listening to this conversation through their wounds, which is why they continue to be defensive and protesting against everything that is being said. What's even more sad is that a lot of men are angry at women for learning how to swim so that they can jump ship because the ship is sinking. Men see women practicing or learning how to swim as a form of betrayal because they're now questioning why women are leaving them in a sinking ship, and yet these men constructed this ship, and now that it's sinking and women are saying, can you fix this ship so that we can continue on our journey? The men are pretending to be putting in plugs on the ship, and yet women can clearly see that there is so much water coming in and that the ship is sinking, and therefore they've taken it upon themselves to learn how to swim so that they can swim with their kids to the shore. And men are seeing that as a form of betrayal because they want to sink with everyone.
Okay, listen, I've confirmed it. My husband no longer cares about me. Okay, so this morning when I woke up in a really bad mood. Okay, I don't know why I woke up in a bad mood, but I was just in a bad mood. And I wanted to talk to him about it. I really did. So when he asked me the first time, he said, what's wrong with you? You're acting like you're in a bad mood or something. I said, no, I'm fine. Okay, so then he asks again. He was like, no, I can tell something's wrong with you. What's going on? Is there something wrong? And I said, no, I'm fine. And then he never asked me again. He never asked again. And what hurts the most is that I was going to tell him on that third time. I was going to tell him the third time that he asked. did not persist with the questions. He asked twice and he let it go. Who does that? Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Somebody who doesn't care about their wife. That's who does that. Somebody who's probably cheating on her. Somebody who is preoccupied talking to somebody else all day. He hasn't even texted me today to ask me what was wrong. He hasn't, because he hasn't thought twice about it. He has not let it consume his thoughts. It's been consuming mine. I've been unwell all day.
Unpopular opinion. Women are not the only people inside of relationships that actually get fed up. But the biggest question is, what happens when a man gets fed up? Whenever that man gets tired of begging you to be the woman that you promised him that you were, whenever you put on this facade for so long, acting like you were going to cook and clean and do all the things that he wants you to do around the house, but now he has to order Uber Eats. Whenever you said you would be his peace, but now you are providing nothing but grief, and he has to deal with you and your attitude every day after dealing with a long day of just out here in the world. What happens when he gets tired of begging you to let him lead? When he gets tired of your nagging? When he gets tired of you accusing him of shit that he know he didn't do, and now he's sitting up here defending a whole story that you made up in your head that ain't even true, but he is still somehow trying to defend himself. What happens whenever he gets fed up? Now he taps out on your ass emotionally, and now he out the door mentally, and then you know what happens next? He leaves. And now you lose your good man to another woman just because you didn't know how to be a good partner and show up for him.
If they lack reasons to blame men for everything wrong that goes on in their lives, then they'll blame them for the decisions they make in their independence.
He left.
Well, honey, you told him to.
But he's not supposed to do it. He's supposed to change the way he feels and then do what I want. What the f*** is wrong with men?
The public's idea is that the man failed in some type of way. Even if she cheated, he probably wasn't paying attention to her. He wasn't attentive. He might have cheated first. The immediate assumption is he deserves it, or he didn't provide an environment for her to be her best, most optimal self. But the reverse is not the case. If he cheated, it's because he's a shitty individual, point blank period.
Yeah.
There's no thought of where she failed or how she wasn't accommodating of him or how whatever the case may be. So it's almost like the only human in a relationship is the woman. Yeah. The only person who's deserving of consideration or sympathy is the woman. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of dudes check out. Because not only do women not think we should have standards, we don't think we should have standards. We don't think we should have expectations. We blame ourselves. If her pussy not wet, it's my fault. If my dick don't get hard, it's my fault.
Without a doubt. That's true. You want me to listen to you, but you don't want to listen to me.
But it's still your fault.
It's still your fault.
You didn't create an environment for her to be attentive.
Exactly.
And this and that.
I recently was going on dates with a man, and nice guy, good guy, treated me well. But once I realized that he was not my husband, because I'm only looking for husband energy at the moment, I ended things with him, told him that I didn't see it going any further. He agreed. He said that he didn't think that he could make me happy. And while I appreciate that, it was a very kind response, he didn't even try. He didn't even try and say that he, wanted to change, that he wanted to, whatever. I can be manipulated. I will listen to you. But you didn't even try.
The reason girls and guys are no longer dating as much is because half of women read fiction books, whereas only 1 in 4 men read fiction books. Instead, they focus on self-help, making them more individualistic.
Right. It's men's fault. Again, would you believe we're finding another way to blame men for whatever because of what? The thing is, the real reason men and women are not dating anymore is because women are entitled AF. Women think they deserve the world, and men just don't want to tolerate a woman who brings nothing to the table anymore, who can't even give them peace, who can't respect them, and who honestly can't love them in the way that they need. Therefore, women are staying single because, like I said, they don't respect men, and they think that they rule the world and they deserve the top 0.00000.1% of men, and men have just had it and get a pet instead. That's actually the real reason why.
Taking this creator for example, she's found an innovative way to blame a man she was in a relationship with before for decisions she made independently.
Partying still. And then remember, now this is the time, now this is where a boy comes in, unfortunately, the wrong type of boy. So I found myself in a relationship, and I'll never forget, it was a night we were partying, and I needed to be in the office the next day at 5 a.m. I don't think I've ever given this story. I was supposed to be in the office the next day at 5 a.m. It was a very big season. It was Saturday. Weekends were so big for pharmacy. So I used to work Monday to Saturday. But I'm in the club. At that time, it was Team 100. I'm in the club at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
In my stupor, I made the terrible mistake of leaving the club without letting anybody know. And I take the car and I'm involved in an accident. No one was hurt. Everything is fine. I just remember calling in a panic saying, I think I got stuck in a rock. I can't remember. It wasn't a grisly accident.
Yeah.
But it was enough for me to miss the Saturday and for pharmacists to say, you can't come back. So I remember I was let go immediately. And I deserved it.
It looked like you had done this once or twice before. In terms
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was absconding my duties. I can't remember, because I remember before that I had been given a warning letter. And I think it was around the same thing. Actually, you're right. I think I'd absconded once more, because I remember I was given a warning letter. And not just any warning letter, a final. My first warning letter ever was a final warning letter. So obviously the next day, after explaining why I was in hospital and explaining it was because of stupid reasons, I was fired.
Wow.
And I remember my dad saying, never let an employer fire you. I mean, I was forced to resign. So I remember him saying,
fired.
He said, don't ever sign a resignation letter. You'd rather they fire you because of, I don't know, But I was forced to resign. And I went around crying, clearing all my stuff, clearing your coat, clearing your gumboots, clearing product, clearing God knows what. But let me tell you, I deserve to be fired, Richard. That was bad behavior. That was bad behavior. 22, such an opportunity. Sales supervisor. You're leading a 50-year-old man. What are you saying? It was terrible.
What did you learn from that?
One, I embarrassed my dad, because it was because of him mostly that I had that opportunity. So when people are able to put you in positions of influence, don't disappoint those people. So I wish I did that differently. Character is saying you're going to do something and doing it. I said I was going to be a good supervisor and I wasn't. So there was a big blow to my character there, because I could not go back to any of my managers and ask them to recommend me somewhere else.
Ouch.
They couldn't trust me. So even at that time when you're young, focus on building a solid character. Men ain't shit, man. Because why was that man with me in the club at that time? He should have told me to go to work. Let me not blame the man, because that was also just... And I like saying this, like, I didn't have any business dating at that age. This man should not have had any influence in my life. He had never been employed. He had no work, nothing. So for me to put him on such a pedestal that I lost my job because I'm clubbing, Ivy, you didn't need to do that. So those are my 3 key lessons.
I want you to think of the situation she describes in real time. An employed lady dating an unemployed guy. They were in college, and she's kind of from a well-to-do family, so it could be workable, are out clubbing. If she was employed and he wasn't, probably it was on her tab. So, you're employed, independent girlfriend, with working experience, something she emphasized, and loves to party, takes you out, then you want to tell her what time she leaves the club. Let alone telling her she loves partying from dusk till dawn, and you, the unemployed boyfriend, are supposed to drag her out the club because she has work the next day. How do you think that exchange will go down? Bearing in mind the relationship women have with money, you think you're telling a woman with her own money anything?
I'm not listening to a man, I'm so sorry.
If you was in a long-term relationship with a man, would you want him to take full control over the health and wellness in that relationship?
No.
No?
Why is he telling me what to do?
What if he knows a lot more about fitness and health?
He doesn't.
No?
I'm not listening to a man, I'm so sorry.
Why not?
Because why is he not listening to me?
Let's just say if you was in a relationship with me and I wanted to get you in better fitness, would you listen to me?
How much money does your company make a year? Like, I think that's the question. Like if I'm listening to you, like, the paycheck needs to match the advice you're giving me. So, like, a Fortune 500 company, okay, I'll listen, because I'm getting paid to listen at that point.
Okay, so what if you had type 2 diabetes and I wanted to help you reverse that? Would you listen to me then?
Well, you can't reverse type 2 diabetes, unfortunately.
Why do you say that?
Well, you can ease the symptoms with lifestyle changes, but like you can't really get rid of it 100%. We don't even really know what causes diabetes, medically speaking.
Most of type 2 diabetes come from being overweight to obese and having an excess of visceral
if you're trying,
fat.
okay, yes, you're trying to get your woman in shape, but like where are those standards coming from?
Those standards are coming from the man having higher standards and health and wellness than you do. So if he's able,
with that man, I'm so sorry.
If he's able to communicate that to you, he can improve your health and wellness and for you to live a longer, healthier lifestyle.
Would you let him slip it? By accident?
I make too much money to let that shit happen.
How much money do you, how much money you make?
$30,000 a year.
How much?
$30,000 a year.
How much money you make at the end of the year?
I make $14,000 a month.
I'm not impressed.
I didn't ask you for this, but I told you how much I'm making money.
Good for you.
How do you make that in a month?
I sell solar.
Solar?
Solar, yeah.
So you make 14 grand a month?
Yes.
So like, tell us what kind of guys you like. What's your type?
I like cholos with tattoos. I make $80,000 a year.
Oh, damn, Mulaney. Nice, girl. You're a boss, girl.
A man with money is expected to share, but a woman with money is told she doesn't need a man. Same income, totally different rules. Let me explain before you get mad. In our culture, men are taught from day one that if they're not earning, they're failing. If they can't provide, they're not real men. If they don't pick up the check, they're broke or stingy. A man's value is often reduced to his financial output. Now flip the script. When women become successful, we don't expect them to carry anybody. In fact, we celebrate it as a form of freedom. Yes, queen, you're independent. She doesn't need a man. He's expected to provide, but she's expected to escape. Because if we really want partnership, then we need to stop placing all the financial burden on one side, while celebrating freedom on the other.
This South African creator takes the whole blaming men to a new level. For this one, it borders preferences, those ones that women have and men shouldn't.
I'm a high-value man. I've done things to step up my echelon, and I'm not going to settle for a single mother.
Yeah,
Did I have that correctly? I want to be clear.
Yeah, we sell it.
Right. So what makes you think you're a high-value man? The car you drive?
No, the value I put out into the world.
What about your character?
I have great character. I built myself to basically have better choices. You want to know why? Because women can choose and make a choice. They can say, I don't want to date a man that makes less than 6 figures. They can. And then what are you doing? You're demeaning a man.
Talking about that.
Women
That's
can
not
talk
the
about
situation
their
that
Listen,
That's not the
a woman can say,
conversation.
I won't date a man less than 5'8", and the man could be 5'4". Do they care about
What does that have to do
ostracizing all of those
with
men?
anything?
If a fat man is sitting here, he can be a fat man, right? But if a fat woman is sitting here, you would say, oh no, we're body positive. Oh, no, we can't say that. We can't. It's all about picking her up. So every time it's saying something for a man, it's down.
You got a lot on your back, okay?
Those ones that women having is part of knowing themselves, while there's everything wrong with the preferences that men have.
How tall are you?
How much do you weigh?
How much money you got?
How many bodies do you got?
What's your credit score?
Do you have any student loan debt?
Do you pay all the bills?
Do you cook and clean?
How big is it?
How wide is it?
Check.
As you know, I'm 24 and I'm a medical specialist. First, you're short and I'm a tall girl. I like 6 foot and up. 2, I don't do dreads. And then you're an electrician. I'm thinking about like businessman, doctor, lawyer. And you're from Alabama. I heard things about Alabama. I'm from New York, so no thank you.
What you hear about Alabama?
You could probably marry your sister.
What?
She coming for your people.
I know. I can't even let her go like that.
Okay, and is she somebody that you would approach? Is she your type?
No, I don't think I like her attitude. I don't like the attitude. I think you're a little up there. I mean, no.
I think
you gotta come down a little bit.
No,
down.
I think you think I'm up there.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. So just the attitude.
Yeah, and she's not that cute either. So.
Not cute either.
You said she's not that
He thinks I'm cute. He can't admit it. You know I'm cute.
Nah, you're not ugly, but you're not cute either though.
The only thing is, I understand I'm short. I get that. But it's just you're short too. So.
And how tall are you?
I'm like 4'11".
Oh my god. Okay, and how tall are you again?
5'9".
5'9".
I know, but you see, like,
He can look over your head.
Yeah, but I can't like, you know,
So you
look
wanna,
up.
like, tippy toe.
Yeah.
You need to really check on your ends before you talk about long or short hair, because a lot of girls with long hair be having no hair just because it's long is thin. So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. Okay.
Sounds triggered.
It's not triggered. I'm just.
First of all, I didn't say the hairstyle she had was not good.
You said you don't like girls with long hair.
No.
That's not right. You should never said that at all. As a black brother, you should have kept that as what it was. You should have just said, you know, you're not just my type. But hair, it's a different. You can't talk about hair. If you want hair, go get what you want. If you want Becky with the long hair, go get what you want. Don't talk to black women up here about hair. That's just it. And I'm not triggered. Like I said, at the end of the day, your hair is nappy. Your hair is short. You should be happy where you came from. Period.
Can I talk, or are you gonna interrupt me again?
I don't want to hear what you have to say.
You still
but you can say what you want to say,
Yeah.
but don't talk about black people here. But
So
let's hear from him. Go
So
ahead.
again, her hairstyle, there's nothing wrong with it. So it's my preference, right? So if I'm here to date, I'm here to find someone for me. So I'm not dating multiple people. You're not dating multiple people. So my comment to her has no sort of significance
But
on
I'm
you.
a black woman. If I want to wear my hair like hers one day, what you gonna say? Oh, I don't like your hair. I'm gonna go date Becky up the street. Follow along. Thank you.
I'll say this: at the end of the day, are you here to find a man, or are you here to be?
I'm not here to find you. I'm here to find someone that's gonna accept me, floss and all. And if you can't accept this young lady up
Sounds like
here,
you're here to find the sister code.
no,
so we can move
actually,
forward.
women,
We can move forward.
We are here, and
We
there's
can
a
move
lot
forward.
of black women that's lined up in here. So you can't talk about hair. It's not about the length or the texture. Know what you say before you talk to black women. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go on over here.
Yeah, please. let's
Your
move.
name and age.
I'm Kisu, and I'm 27.
And Kisu, why'd you end up popping your balloon?
For numerous reasons. The first one was the age.
Okay.
So I was like, Then the outfit, wasn't a fan. And then I felt like that comment about her hair, cherry on top, very inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's a black girl. Our hair comes in many different ways, patterns. So I feel like, I don't know, what if you saw me tomorrow? I had short hair. I just wasn't a fan of it. It wasn't giving that you were like accepting of her for who she was. And I feel like if you can say that to her, you can say it to me. So I had to pop.
Well, you know, we're here to give a first impression, right? So I'm going off of my first impression. So if you're not wearing your hair short, then you have nothing to worry about, right? Now, if you switch it up, there's nothing wrong with that. Because once we're together, I would have gotten to know you, and there would be more substance. There would be more reasons why we're together versus just the physical, right? Also, with any person that I'm dating, I would expect for them to make sure that, you know, when there's a situation, that we have each other's back. What I'm hearing is, if there's ever a situation, you're going to have a random girl's back because it's about the girl code. Because I make a comment about someone that has nothing to do with us, right? So you're telling me you're willing to go to bat for a stranger versus the man that you're looking for.
Well, you're a stranger. So.
Right.
I don't want a girl that shows too much skin.
You like chic.
I like it when a girl has it, but she doesn't need to show it off. I like a girl that wears, for example, if you wear a blazer, if you wear something smart.
Thanks.
Or, you know, let's say even you've got a nice dress on. Put a blazer on top. If you're going on a date, wear that for the beginning portion. Later down the line, you can show it off. I like timeless, I like classic, because I personally think you can never be overdressed. And I like to know, and I like to have the confidence that if I'm with a woman, she can represent me in any situation. Then no matter where we go, she's still gonna look amazing. Sometimes dudes rock up with certain girls and I'm like,
fuck hell.
She's not it, G.
You know how women get when you mention anything to do with their bodies.
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. Give me a second.
What? Does height matter in a guy?
Yes. If he's not 6'4" bald, he's not it.
So you're judging guys based on something they can't change, though?
Yeah, sorry.
All right, but I judge based on unnatural beauty. I see you guys got a lot of makeup on, so let's see what you look like without the makeup.
That's disgusting. Height is equal to makeup?
No, it's actually not. That's the point, because you guys can change how much makeup. I can't change my height. So just take back height matters.
No, I stand on it.
Then take the makeup off.
Go to the next bar.
So you don't look good without makeup is what you're saying? All these girls that do this, they act all confident and then they see themselves on the video later and then they comment and DM me. They're like, bro, please take it down. You can't say hi matters. Now, I'm not shaking your hand, I got a girlfriend, but...
Listen to this creator.
The first time actually in life I gained weight. After having on one day, I went through like a bad postpartum depression and I lost a lot of weight. Like you could see my collarbone. That's how skinny I was. And someone suggested that I go on the contraceptive and I went on the contraceptive, like the injection. That's the injection. And I think I was on it, the 3-month one, Depo, the one that now, I'm scared also, but I mean, it's been a while since I was on it. I went on the contraceptive. I was on it for like a year and I gained my weight back. Not my weight back because I never actually had the weight. I gained some weight and I liked it. And as I was about to stop it, I got into a relationship with my ex-partner and he was very intentional, you know, from day one. He was just like, you know what, I want to marry you. You're going to be my wife. You're going to be my girlfriend. You're going to be everything. And shit, I mean, he kept to his word. So for me, I was just like, okay, cool. If I'm going to be with someone who's this intentional, let me just continue on the contraceptive. Forgetting that I got in the contraceptive because I needed to gain weight. And then I gained the weight I wanted. But then over the years, I blew up. I basically left, literally, I was a size 26 when I started the injection. By the time I left my relationship, or by the time I quit the injection, I was a size 38. I was big. For my frame, I was big. So I was just like, And I never really saw how big I was because I was living with someone who loved every roll and every fat. And I think because, you know, I was with someone who, the bigger I got, the more attracted he was to me. So I don't really see it. Until one day, obviously, I saw it because a couple of my friends were just like, I get like girl. Also, I think I like fitted jeans and I just had to keep going size up. So I was just like, oh, okay. You made me fat. Well, he didn't make me fat, but being with you and you being so attracted to me, thicker me, made me feel like there was nothing wrong. You know, like being with someone who loves you as you are. Which is great, but for me, I was just like, this is not who I am, and I need to, being with you, basically, held me back a little bit. I'm blaming it on him. And then this when I started realizing, and I started telling my sister that how I know I've gained weight is how my man touches me. Any man I'm with, I've gained weight even after my ex partner, and you know, like whoever I'm with at the time, the more I gained, you could just see, man. Like I don't know, men like, I guess, like it when you're a bit thicker. Good for them. I don't. Well, I guess I kind of do, but it's just the tummy area.
Women always tell men that it is very unfair for a man to get with one kind of woman and try and change her to meet his preferences or expectations. This gender is always crusading that men should date what they're attracted to from the jump. I want you to imagine this. That man actually told her to watch her weight. Like our well-intentioned man, who genuinely loved all of her as explained by her, actually told her to watch her weight. Remember this, the weight in question is indirectly tied to her postpartum. How do you think that conversation would have played out in real time? It's like you can never really win with women. Even when they make independent choices, they're always finding innovative ways to blame men for everything. Just out of curiosity, is there a right way to call out a woman? Like, is there a right way this lady's ex-boyfriend could have told her to leave the club without it turning into a whole nightmare? Is there a way that this other lady's boyfriend could have gone about the whole postpartum weight situation without ending up as subject in one of her videos on the internet with the sisterhood trolling him in the comments?
You know, when it comes to dealing with their deadbeat baby daddies, a lot of women have chosen peace. And I commend that, because choosing peace in a situation like that takes a lot. Not me though, baby. I choose violence. Through and through. I have learned over the years that people and men bank on our silence. And personally, being silent has never done anything for me. I had been silent about this man for 13 years. And in 13 years, he's found a way to disrespect me and my child and hurt my child to the core. So silence has never done anything for me. Nothing noble has ever come out of me being silent. I've got a 13-year-old girl turning 14 this year. I had her in school when I was 18, and her father has never been in her life. He's never met her, and he's made it very clear that he doesn't want to be in her life. He's made it clear to me, he's made it clear to her, and he's made it clear to anyone who's been willing to listen. And when he made it clear that he didn't want to be part of her life, I'd never spoken to him, ever. The last time I spoke to him was when I told him I was pregnant, and I never spoke to him. And then when our daughter was about 11, 12, she started asking questions about him. Then I needed to reach out to him. I did. That's when he told me to my face that he didn't want anything to do with her. And he also told her to her face that he didn't want anything to do with her. But after that, because I was actually just begging him to be a present father, I then was just like, okay, cool. If you're not going to be a present father, then you're going to at least give us money. It's been, at that time, it had been 11, 12 years. He had never taken out a cent. Like when I said a cent, it's nothing. And he made up excuses. There was always an excuse. Oh, it's COVID. Oh, I'm retrenched. Oh, I'm bankrupt. Oh, there was always something. For a long time, I continued, like, if you just begging for a relationship, but he made it clear that he didn't want to. And then after that, I spent the whole of last year just begging for whether it's 200 Rand, 300 Rand, 500 Rand, however much that you have, please help me out. Just like send something. And he would either flat out refuse or he would say he doesn't have it. When this year started, high school started, obviously high school is expensive, life is expensive, she's growing, she's becoming a teenager, her needs are changing, so which means her expenses are changing. I enrolled her in school, and when I realized that, you know what, I can afford the school fees, but I can't afford anything else, I once again reached out to him and I was just like, yo dude, can you please help us out with pocket money? 500 Rand to 1,000 Rand is enough for a teenager for a month. He said he doesn't have, or sometimes he would say he doesn't want to. And on Monday, I had, just after payday, when was payday? Last week, yeah, because Monday was the 31st. And I'm just like, yo dog, like, you obviously paid, so can we please have something, whether it's 500 or whatever. He then responds and he says, so you want me to stop paying school fees for my boys so I can pay for her, because that's the only way I can afford to give her anything. This is not the first time him refusing money, but this was the first time him saying something this horrible. I couldn't take it and I posted on Twitter. Mind you, this is not the first time I'm posting about this man on Twitter. I stay posting about deadbeats, my deadbeat. I stay posting about him. It was not the first time. I've posted about the fact that he's lied and said he had COVID when my daughter wanted to meet him. I've posted about the fact that he told my daughter to her face that he did not, well, on text, that he does not want to be a father to her because he's busy being a father to his boys. I've always posted about this person, but it has never been to this extent. This time when I posted what he said, I didn't hide his name. I posted everything. I will put the tweet here. I posted everything, including his name. And the backlash I got was crazy. It was from men, from women. It was, I've never, like, as I said, I've posted about this person before. I've posted about my struggles with single motherhood. I've posted about my struggles with deadbeats. But this time, y'all, men, women came for me. People were saying that, why am I taking a child to a school I don't afford? People were saying, why did I wait for 13 years to ask him for money? How does that make sense to you? How does that make sense to you? Why aren't you asking, why has it taken him 13 years? Why aren't you saying to yourself, this woman have given this man a break for 13 years and now she's asking for money and it's a problem? Number two, that tweet was not about money. That my post was not about the fact that he refused with money. It was about the fact that he recognized his boys and he said my boys and he said her, as if she does, as if, like, he responded as if he was doing me a favor by giving me anything. He responded as if I didn't have a right to ask for anything. He responded as if this was his stepchild or a cousin or a niece that he was helping out. And for me, that hurt me to the core.
With my first baby daddy, I was 2 weeks pregnant when I found out. And I told him. In fact, he was the one who suggested I go do a pregnancy test because I guess he kind of figured that I might be pregnant. I did the pregnancy test and it came out positive. I spoke to him about it and he told me that I need to have an abortion because he's not ready to be a dad. At that time, I was 18 and he was about 23, 24.
So I told him that I don't want to have an abortion. And he told me that if I don't have an abortion, then he's going to leave. And I was like, well, leave. And he left. You know, it's been 13 years and he's never been back for his daughter. He's never tried to make contact with me up until I made contact with him a few years ago. But with him, literally the last day I spoke to him was the last day I spoke to him. I chose peace. I was just like, it's fine. I'll go through this pregnancy by myself. I'll raise this child by myself with the help of my family. And I was just like, you know what, it's fine, whatever. I choose peace. I'm not going to chase after you. And it was so hectic for me because me and him were in the same school. So I used to see him every day with different girls. But I was just like, whatever, bruh. Like, this is what you're choosing to do. I'm going to move on from it. And I don't want it to affect me. And it didn't, you know. I went on for years not talking to him, not bumping into him, not hearing anything about him. I literally went on for years without even knowing that he existed. He could have been dead and I wouldn't have known. When my daughter turned 10, she then started asking questions about him. So everything that I've worked for, the peace that I've worked for, I was just like, okay, cool, now it needs to just go out the window because my daughter now is affected by his absence. I wasn't affected by his absence, but my daughter was. So I reached out to him, and to my surprise, he was very receptive. We went and met for dinner after 10, 11 years of not speaking or seeing each other. We met for dinner and I told him that you need to be a parent, you know. And mind you guys, he's never been there financially. He's never been there, like, period. I told him that he needs to start being a parent, you know. And at that time, I was just like, it doesn't even need to be about money. I just need to be a parent. And what's even worse is that my daughter was based in Durban and he's based in Pretoria. So you don't even need to go out for ice cream and meet and pretend to love her. Just video call her, you know. That's all she wants. She just wants to know that you exist and he wants to be acknowledged by you. And he was just like, no, I got you. I'm going to do my best. At that time when we met, it was in May. And my daughter's birthday is in September. So he says to me that by her birthday, can I give him time? By her birthday, he would have contacted her. The reason why he asked me to give him time is because he's married and his wife doesn't know that he had a child. A very old child. You know, it's not like he cheated on his wife. Me and him dated in school. He had this child in school. And he had another child after my child, not with the wife. So by the time he met this woman, he had 2 kids, but this woman only knows about 1. So I don't know if she knows about my child now. I don't care. So meeting him, and then he told me to give him time. And in September, he's going to reach out. September came, he never reached out. And I took it, you know what, clearly he doesn't want to, whatever, moving right along. But one person who couldn't move on from that was my daughter. So I think she realized that I didn't care to speak to her dad. So she went to her grandmother, her paternal grandmother, and asked for his number. So she reached out to him, and he basically told her that he wasn't ready to be a father to her because he doesn't know how to be a girl dad. So when I felt pregnant the second time, I knew to do things differently. And boy, did I do things differently. I found out I'm pregnant, and I tell my baby daddy, and he's excited. To my surprise, he was excited. Me and him were not really dating, so I didn't expect him to be excited. And he was excited, but then one week he's just like, oh, you need to have an abortion. The other week he's just like, oh, I can't wait to be a dad. So for me, it was a bit confusing, but I told him that I don't care whether you're here or not. I'm ready to have a baby. I was 30. I'm financially stable. My first child at the time was 11, 12 years old. So like, it's been forever since I last had a child. And hey man, I felt like it was about time, you know? So he's just like, cool, he respects my decision, and then we continue, and he promises to be there through the pregnancy and stuff, and we move on. Cool, life is great. Me and him worked in the same company, right? So, and there was this like drama about dating in the company, so I just didn't want to be part of that drama. So I tell him that, listen, I'm just going to find a new job and I'm going to leave, pregnant or not. I don't want to be here when all of this explodes because we are not allowed to date at work. And chances are I'm the one who's going to be fired and I'm the one who's going to be in trouble because, you know, you guys, the woman always catches the slack. In anything that happens, the woman always catches the slack. So I was just like, let me save myself from that. And I got a new job and I left. When I left the company, I was 4 months pregnant, right? My last day in that company was Friday. I spent that Friday with him and things were good, man. Like, he was promising me the world, excited about being a dad and all of that stuff. I was supposed to see him that Sunday, and I don't know what happened, we didn't. On the Monday, I'm preparing to go start my new job. I'm excited, I'm gonna talk to my man, honey, and you know he's gonna call me and wish me a good day at work. Wait, I get a call from a woman who is this person's wife, and she tells me that she's also pregnant, and we're basically 2 weeks apart, and she tells me that I'm going to be a single mother because he's not going to parent my child. How do you tell another woman that basically this person is not going to parent? Also, you don't control other people. If he wants to be a father, he'll be a father. And then during that phone call, she said something to me that I carried. You know, she said to me, who else knows about this? I'm like, obviously the people we work with, our friends and stuff. And she's just like, okay, keep it that way. Make sure nobody knows. So I was just like, okay, cool. I guess I see what kind of people you guys are. The kind of people who portray to have a picture perfect life. And I'm going to remember that. So immediately after that phone call, I now tried to get a hold of him to be like, what the hell is going on? Why am I getting these phone calls? What's going on? And he blocked me. He blocks me from WhatsApp and phone calls and stuff. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I'm blocked. I start my new job and I'm just like, you know what? Let me focus on my job right now. I'm new here and I don't want to think about him and what just happened. And I go on about my life for about a month. And he doesn't reach out. Nothing happens after that. And I'm just like, okay, cool. I know what time it is. Like, I really know what time it is. But for me, I was just like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Because we work together. We work together. We have mutual friends. I can find you. I can come to your workplace and embarrass you. Like, what's wrong with you? But I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Clearly, he's done. Clearly, I mean, we're here now. Dealing with both my baby daddies, they have taught me that men bank on our silence. And that's why, and they bank on the fact that women have been socially conditioned to carry the shame of what men put us through. He cheated on you. You're not allowed to tell anyone that. That's the stuff you're supposed to deal with indoors. This whole thing of people shouldn't know your business. People shouldn't know my business. Cool, but my friends will. But my parents will. The closest people to me will. But I've noticed that women, especially married women, they suffer in silence because they've been conditioned to protect patriarchy and to protect men. And I'm not one of those women. When a man cheats on you, you are expected to keep quiet. When a man beats you up, you're supposed to keep quiet. When a man is a deadbeat, you are supposed to be quiet. And I was quiet for 12 years. I kept quiet. I don't even think my first baby daddy's friends know that he's a deadbeat because I have kept quiet about it. I never spoke about it up until I opened this YouTube channel. No, I don't think anyone knew that he was a deadbeat, you know. So when I felt pregnant the second time, I was just like, we're not going through that again. Now I'm going to tell whoever's willing to listen. Hi Amanda. Oh, my baby dad is a deadbeat. Both of them are deadbeats, you know. Oh, my baby dad has a restraining order against me. That's how much he doesn't want to be part of his child's life.
Instead of shifting accountability, which is not new for women, if these women were actually genuine with expecting their respective partners to do something about it, how would have these partners have handled the situations for a productive outcome?